Let me see if I can make this smaller too. Make it a little easier. So your name is in search. All right, so here's another one. Here's your Phoenix one.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't believe that's in our CRM, which I'll just show you. Unless it made it to the ACK folder. That shouldn't matter though. Yeah, it's not in here at all. No results found.
You want me to resubmit it?
So now it's no, I don't know why it didn't. That's something I need to look into. And then because look, when I type in your name here,
Yeah.
this is what I first do. Just right up in the search. This is what I normally do if somebody's like, hey, where's my deals at? You know, so type in the name. So look, it shows the 3 that you have in, right? You sent these 3, but not that Phoenix one.
Yeah.
Unless the only thing I could think of is if it was marked dead for some reason.
I mean, that could be.
But I'm almost positive I did not see that come through, and it's not in the system. And I think it would still show it.
Yeah, it was just listed yesterday when I submitted it.
Something's up with this. I wonder if it's updating the notes in one of these with your additional info. So like, all right, this was your Scranton property. Did you send all these documents in here too, the contract?
No.
This makes no sense.
Yeah, I was submitting them for you to negotiate and do everything on it.
So that went through December 9th. That means I was trying them, couldn't get a hold of them. So I went to the team. It looks like we got momentum. We went over the contract. So like this is what you're going to start getting updates on. These guys are going to call you anytime something like this happens. Sent over the contract for review, said the seller signed. She's going to be sending over a copy shortly. And that was Tuesday. Right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. I don't get it. I don't get where the other one went. I'm not.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm a level 35 wizard.
I caught him. There we go. That's the troll. Boojum. All right, so this is a deal then. It's in contract.
Okay.
It looks
That's
like,
good news.
Yeah. So that's awesome news. So tomorrow, I literally just spoke to Grant today this morning. We're going to announce the news to the team that they're going to start calling you just until we fix this issue.
Yeah.
So you see where we're at. We literally got the contract on it, and this is news to me.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah, me too. So just note this is in contract. I need to Susan, you have my personal cell, right?
No.
I'll just write. I was just gonna say text me as a reminder. I'll write it down though. I need to investigate that Phoenix thing because that has to be a bug or some other issue. Could you just give me the address again on Phoenix?
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up real quick.
Or you told me what, 35th Street, right?
Yeah.
That's all I need. Okay. All right, let me investigate that.
Yeah, 35th. Okay.
And I'm curious if that's happening with others too, because it seems like there was a dip in how much has been getting sent, and this might have been the problem then. All right, so I'm glad we looked into that. All right, so we got a deal for you. I don't know what the deal is. I think it's just a wholesale deal based on what this is reading.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you submitted 4 and 1 just converted.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah.
I got to submit more.
Yeah, that's a good conversion rate. So, all right, that's super exciting. I'll look into this, and then, like I said, for everybody, my team will start calling you guys as soon as tomorrow. So if we don't get them on the phone, goes into a dead deal, no matter what the situation is, they're going to call them if there's an update, as you see when they update the notes. And then in the meantime, and I'll still work towards just getting this automated. It's just hard, a lot harder than I thought. So I'll keep you guys posted. All right, let's do a little bit of questions, and then we'll do deal help. I guess before that, what I also wanted to say was I think we got a few new people that joined the group this week. For those of you guys that are new, normally what I say is like if you're brand new to real estate, a lot of stuff on these Zooms could be a bit confusing, a little overwhelming. Totally normal, so starting the course, keep coming on these Zooms, then it'll come full circle. Last thing for you guys that are new, did anybody have any trouble getting inside the actual Discord that's with all the chats and everything? Or is everybody good there? We're good there. One thing I just wanted to point out in the Discord when you guys join it, when you finally get in, just note of how many channels you see, right? So you should see a channel for every single state so you can connect with people locally. You should see the repair calculator, trust, proof of funds, contracts, resources, all that. If you don't, just go to the top, go to browse channels, like right up here. And then you could just make sure you select all of them or select view all. And that way you could access just everything going on. For you guys that are new, any questions, any general questions from you guys?
I have a question for you, Eric. How you doing? I'm Mark. I'm new. I signed up with you yesterday.
Yeah, happy to have you, Mark.
Oh, thanks, man. So I'm just hearing briefly here, you guys are talking about this submissions of leads, I guess, or deals. At what point is a deal, let's say, sent over to you? What's typical or what's expected as far as that deal being sent over to you for the partnership program?
Yeah, good question. So the big thing, I guess, a few things here. So, we'll do anything in the country, any market for the most part. It just can't be like in the middle of nowhere where like the town's got like 15 streets and that's it. So as long as it's not in the middle of nowhere, that's going to be a go. The only things we want to stay away from are bank-owned properties, short sales we'll stay away from too. And then as far as what's expected when submitting the form, really just as much information as you guys can get. So, there's a channel in the Discord called Scripts, multiple scripts in there. It just has to be the initial cold call. So like the biggest thing I look for is just like, why are they selling? The situation speaks volumes to me and knowing like what can maybe get done here. So the situation's the most important. Like they're moving. Okay, but why are they moving? Is there more motive? So just like as much insight as to what's going on with the property and the seller as possible. I know sometimes it's going to be like you can't get anything. All we know is they're moving and that's about it because the agent was short. So that's fine too, whatever. But just as much info, but the more info, the better, really. And for anybody that doesn't like to make a phone call, you could look at that cold call sheet with all those questions for the initial phone call, and you could literally just type those out and then copy and paste that text to listing agents if anybody's not comfortable calling. So I just want to throw that out there too. But
can I ask you this? What about the partnership levels? What does that mean? 1 or 2? I heard you mention it.
Yeah, so the first level is kind of like a normal joint venture. So that's going to be a 60-40 split. So you would bring the contract on the deal. I'll shop it. I'll find the buyer and get it closed. So we do 60-40 on that. Reason for that is because we already have people on salary and a lot of expensive, softwares that we're running to pull this stuff off. So that's why it's 60-40. And then the other one is 85-15. So 85% for our company, 15% going into your guys' pocket. That is pretty much where we just do all the work. So you're just submitting the lead with the basic info. It's one phone call or one text. You submit it, and then I do all the work. So I'll be every single time my team is involved with handling these partnership leads, but I'm always the first one to touch them. So when they come through, I'm the first one. I'm like the filter for the team pretty much. So I'll run the numbers, I'll negotiate the deal, I'll make the offer, and then it only gets handed off to the team if I don't believe I can get the deal done within like the next week or two. I'm like, maybe there's something here, but it's going to be like 3-4 months down the road. So that will go to the team and they'll be the ones to follow up. Or if I get a deal, like, yeah, we got a deal, then they're going to be the ones to send the contract on our behalf. So I'm always going to negotiate it. The only stuff, if you guys caught like Susan's lead, like I didn't even touch that, and one of my team members locked that thing up completely. That only happened with the first thing. The first week, you guys sent like 100 plus through, like way more than I could even handle off rip. So I had to literally disperse some of them to the team members, like, hey, you tackle that, you tackle that. But from last, that was like 2 weeks ago. So from last or this past Monday, moving forward, I've been the one to touch everything, just so you guys know. You know, it's not just some random person calling it.
So on that, so on, let's say the partnership one, where the 60-40 split, you're looking for like the basically send you over a contract or send you over a what?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just all the details, right? So like you already got the deal at that point and you just want me to sell it. So upload the contract so we know what we're working with, you know, for EMD and whatnot. And then just all the details, like what do you think ARV is, updates, what, you know, just the basics. On the partnership form, there's just a bunch of questions like preset to fill out. And I'll drop that form here in the chat for everybody too. You could also find it right below the general chat in the Discord. There's a channel called Partner with Eric. I'll put it in the chat for you guys, though. It's right there.
How about these sub twos? If you get a sub two, generally speaking, you're basically, as if it's me getting a sub two deal, I'm keeping it to rent. Is that kind of the approach? You don't really wholesale those, is what you said before, I think, in the TikTok live you just did.
Well, no, so we'll wholesale the sub twos. We won't wholesale the short sales, though. Now, but you bring up a good point. So like, if you're looking, guys, like if you're looking for a house to live in, like you're like, I just want to get the house for myself. Like, there's no way to partner on that. Like, how are we gonna make money as a company if I just get you the house for free? You know, for you to live in it. So like, this is really just either wholesaling creative finance deals or wholesaling cash, normal, you know, typical deals.
Hey, Eric, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When we do find a deal, right, where do we send it? We send it to this chat, or where do we send it?
I just put the link in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, this chat right here on Zoom. You should see the link there. Yep. And again, for you guys, that anybody that's new to the group, it's optional, right? So if you want me to help you on your deals, it's just on Zoom, and I don't need a cut. I'll help you negotiate the whole thing. I'll put it in contract with you. I'll do whatever you need. I don't need a cut if I help you on the Zoom. So just throwing that out there too. All right, let's do a little bit of Q&A, maybe 10, 15 minutes at most, and then let's swing into deal help. We'll look at a bunch of deals you guys got. Any general questions?
Eric, I have a question.
Hey, Daniel, what do you got?
Hey, I'm kind of new to the group, and I run a business, so I barely have any time to kind of glean what I can through the training and on the lives and stuff like that. I know myself, I kind of overanalyze things sometimes. I was wondering if you had any tips to keep from getting analysis paralysis, per se.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, I think they could end up in the analysis paralysis. Would you say it's, well, just to try and like put a pin on it, would you say it's kind of like I'm looking at properties on Zillow to call on, and I'm like, I should like analyze it first before call? Yeah. Don't ever, I would never analyze any property unless I speak to them first. The wholesale, it's very much so a volume game. You know, we want to speak to a lot of people, and the situation will speak volume. So I've said this many times in here. I'll share it again. So one of the easiest things you could do, or let me take that back. You could waste a lot of time by trying to run numbers before calling the people, right? So like, let me spend 10 minutes trying to come up with the ARV and calculate the offer. And then you call them, you can't even get them on the phone, or you present the number and they're like, absolutely not. So you could waste a lot of time analyzing before calling. So I always say, make the phone call first. And then here's a tip. You might want to write some of this down.
Sure.
This will save a lot of time, especially starting out. So what we'll do is when you're on the initial phone call, we rip them, call them up. What's the situation? What's going on? Condition, just normal phone call stuff, whatever. But then you want to ask the real estate agent for their opinion of the after repair value. Now, a lot of agents, they'll gas it up. Yeah, it's 260 when it's 230. So ask like, what's the most let's a super conservative after repair value. Like, for sure you could sell it for me at this price if I do a good job. And then, they'll give you somewhat of a realistic number, hopefully, or, just be conservative yourself, shave off a couple bucks. But you're going to ask them for the after repair value. Then you're going to ask them for their opinion on the updates of the property. So, most agents, they'll be like, I don't know, I'm not a contractor. So ask them what other people are saying. What are other people saying it's going to cost to rehab? And maybe you spit out a number. I was thinking like 50 to 60. Does that sound about right? Yeah, most people, they're saying around that 50, 60 range. So boom, we just got a super ballpark as to what they think the after repair value is and the updates are. So just calculate that math. So awesome. Let me put you on a quick hold. I want to see where I'd have to be at. Do the quick math on it based on the numbers they gave you, and then spit out the ballpark real rough. So, hey, based on these numbers you're giving me, I'd probably have to be around like 1 to maybe 115 for a cash deal, somewhere up in there. Now, the power in this is going to be their response, right? I was talking about this yesterday, or the last time we were on, I think Tuesdays, right? We were talking about all of this being good at wholesaling. What it really comes down to, the best wholesalers, it just boils down to how good are you at spotting an opportunity. That's a huge piece. How fast can you determine deal or no deal so you can keep a nice, clean, and efficient pipeline? Not I'm making 60 daily follow-ups and I'm just spinning my wheels because there's no real opportunity here, right? So we're really, the power's in the agent's response to that rough ballpark we give them. So if I say, hey, we got to be around that 100 to 115, somewhere up in there. If they say, yeah, absolutely not, we turn down offers much higher than yours, then I'm wasting my time. All right, great. I'll move on next. And I didn't have to waste time comping that property out. You got to be really, go ahead.
So are you saying in all, you're really just calling anything on Zillow without really looking too much into it at all? It's just like you said, a volume game. You're just calling on every single one, and pre-qualifying the houses, or is there anything that we're supposed to look at before we call?
No, so there's a lot more to this. So there's strategy as to like, what are we actually calling on? So if anybody hasn't heard me say this, right? Wholesale deals done with 1 or 2 people, either people in a distressed situation where the house is so beat up, somebody can't move in it. Right. So if I'm doing lead generation on Zillow, we'll never know these people's situation. So all we have is the photos to base if it's worth calling on. So when I'm playing the Zillow lead generation, I'm only looking for stuff that absolutely cannot be lived in. It has to be sold to an investor. It's shot. It can't be lived in. So it's only going to be sold to an investor. So therefore I deem it, okay, yeah, let me give them a call. So I'll call them up, hit them with that piece, give them that super rough ballpark. And based on how they respond, I'll either, if it's positive, great, let me hone in. I'll get you an exact number. If it's negative, yeah, they're not going to take that. Yeah, right. All right, great. Moving on next. And so you'll save a lot of time if you do that little strat there. Daniel, I'm guessing you haven't seen the videos in the Mastermind V1 course covering Zillow lead generation. I think the video is called like Dominating on Market.
Okay, yeah, I haven't gotten into the Mastermind. I figured to do the simple stuff first, but yeah, if that's in there, I'll take a look at that before I start going out there and making some calls. But I've been listening to, I have an idea even how to do sub-2 and stuff like that, but I just want to kind of keep it simple as I first dive in this coming week. And I figured wholesale sounds a little easier than everything else.
Definitely.
So
anybody that's new, so you're really looking at 3 courses. You have the original course, Mastermind V1 and V2. V2 is strictly on building a company. So unless you're doing like 3 to 5 deals a month on your own, none of that's going to apply to you. That's like hiring, training, building a legit company. So really like the most valuable courses for you guys that are new are the original and the Mastermind V1. Mastermind with V1, that is just a newer course. So everything pretty much in there has been covered in the original course. It's just higher quality, better laid out, just
okay,
well put together. So my recommendation is start with Mastermind V1. The original course, it's definitely lower quality, but I would say there's a lot more different information in the original course. You'll find a lot of different topics covered. different creative finance strategies, just a ton of information on a bunch of different stuff in the original. But start with the V1. It's just a lot more. It's a lot more direct, a lot more clear as to what you should be doing.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Alrighty. Any other general questions you guys got before deals? Are we ready to do some deals? Joe looks like he's ready.
I guess I was just going to ask you about the Central Avenue Capital. I know you've been talking to the guy Ty on there. I was filled out his stuff, something online, and he's out of town until Monday. But I guess I was just needing your help, maybe I guess to call him to see doing it through A1 Assets on I guess trying to get a DSCR from him to get a loan because the sellers are willing to hold some paper on a deal. But
throw it in the chat. We'll start working on
calling your name.
That's going to be a
Calling your
complex
name?
one. All right. Yeah. Throw the address in the chat. Hey, let's just roll into deals then, since we haven't done that in like a week or two since we've been covering all these topics. Throw it in, Joe. And I don't know how many deals we're going to have today. If it's not many, if you guys want to cover a topic, just let me know. Anything you guys want to cover. You want to throw it in the chat, Joe?
yeah, I can give you the address. I have it 2053 Adams Avenue, Melbourne.
All right, hold on one sec. Give it to me one more time.
Yeah, 2053 Adams Avenue, Melbourne, Florida. There's 3 properties on it, but
All right, let's do it. All right, so run me through just the whole situation. What's kind of going on?
so on this one here, the guy's got 3 properties. This is the guy that's wanting to just dump them for a certain amount, and I guess I'm just trying to. We've been talking back and forth about this one, and he needs. We were trying to get him to qualify for a DSCR, and then
I remember you guys bringing this up, you and Mike, the other week, a couple weeks ago. I'm just so confused on what we're actually like. What are we trying to accomplish? I guess here.
Sorry, I guess like as a rental, like having it as like having them sign new tenant contracts and going and look at the property and just having them to sign the quit to claim deeds if it's worth going down there.
I'm so confused. So are we trying to do 3 homes at once, like as a package deal? Your goal, like what's your goal?
To have them as the rentals.
You want 3 homes package deal, and you want nothing out of pocket.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to get like clear on the objective. This one is just confusing to me. So 3 homes. Now, all right. What's the total purchase price for all 3?
3. It was around $954. I think at an 8% interest. That's what his loan was.
And then what was the loan? What type of loan?
It was conventional.
But and when is it up? When is all the money due? Or is there no balloon on it?
There's no.
Most conventional, almost every conventional loan, there's no balloon. But I remember you asking me a couple weeks ago. I thought you referenced something that he's got to unload within the next year or two because it's coming due. So are you sure it's conventional, or just not coming due?
Pretty sure. Yeah, I know they're due here soon. He's just
So they are due here soon. Like that came out of his mouth.
Sorry, I'm fumbling this.
No, you're good, bro. No sweat.
I guess I've just been working on this for the past 2 weeks or so, and this is. I don't know. Sorry to bring it up. I guess I was gonna email Ty and talk to him about it, but was just trying to qualify through him. But I have all the information typed up here on my phone. All 3 of these rent out for $7,000 a month, and he's not able to bring up the rent at all. So he just needs 60 to walk away from the property, and I guess we're trying to do a private money lender.
So with the 954 that he owes, he won't do subject to on that.
He's willing to hold some, but I don't know how much exactly on that.
I would just like offer a hybrid to him. Hey, we'll take over the debt at 954 as long as that's not coming due soon. So that is something we'd have to investigate. And then he'd sell or finance the 60. Or if he's very adamant, oh, I want 60 all up front, we could definitely pull that off.
He has one property that has plenty of equity in the house, and he's it would be 100. He has around 200 equity in the house, and he just wants to walk away with 100, and then he dropped to 60 for all three. And we're trying to give him the best thing here to have some money to walk out of the deal with if he can refi. But
why would he have to refinance?
Or sorry, not refi. I guess just I'm trying to say he doesn't need a refinance. I guess just.
You want me just to make it easier? You want me to maybe just call him as your partner?
I was gonna say, Mike, are you here on the Zoom? Sorry, here to I guess bring him in on it, but Mike Lance and I've been working on this one. I guess I'm not really telling the whole story of this, but
it's a complex one. You're good, bro. No sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric, I'm gonna call him. His name is Hugh. It's a payoff of 753, and the 954 was if we gave him a huge boost on a sale. So kind of 753.
So 753 is the payoff, and
sorry, 735.
735 is the payoff, and he wants 60 in his pocket.
Yeah, great claim.
So, all right, but what's the issue with the sub 2?
Bro, he said he would sign the quick claim for 60, 20 a pop.
Why would he quick claim it though?
I guess so that we could take over the debt.
No, it would be a performance deed if we buy it sub 2.
That's kind of like what I was. I mean, dude, we pitched him putting in a trust and all that. He just wanted to sign quick claim deeds.
Why though? There's got to be something he doesn't want us to know. That makes no sense at all.
Yeah, so I think he's got low equity in two of them, like 23K in one, 40 in the other, and then 243 in the third property.
There's got to be something funny going on with this guy if he's adamant on a quick claim deed. There's some encumbrance or title issue if he's adamant on a quick claim.
I mean, it's his health. He's getting older and he can't deal with the properties anymore. He's got to take care of his mom who's 95, and it's just too much for him to do.
I think there's more to the story, and I think there's a shot he's trying to pull some quick one.
I can give you his number here.
Yeah, let's call him.
Okay.
You can just read it off.
321 378 6203.
And this is Hugh?
Yes.
He's the seller or the agent?
He's the owner.
Okay, awesome. Let's see what we can do.
Hello.
Hey, is this Hugh?
Yes.
Hey, Hugh, my name's Eric. You were in contact, I believe, with my partner Mike and Joseph about the those homes. One of them's on Adams Ave in Melbourne.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to reach out. I'm one of their partners, so I just wanted to try and give you a call, see if we could try and maybe work something out. I'm just trying to get the full story, just trying to see what's really going on here. So from my understanding, you have a loan of 735, right? Somewhere up there.
Well, there's been a change since we've all been talking and communicating. I have a contract on the home in Punta Gorda.
Okay, so we're only looking at the
The
two.
only two are left is the two Brevard properties.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Is that debt of the 735 still attached to those two?
No. There's 490 owed on the two homes, 250 and 240. They're non-assumable. You have to get your own financing in there.
Okay.
It's a hard lender I purchased them from that I know, and I asked him on someone else that was interested, and he is not perceptive to carry the loans over to someone else.
The sub 2 or the seller finance? I'm sorry, I didn't catch
He
that.
owns both mortgages. I bought the 2 homes from him.
I'm with you.
And they're in good shape. I got 2 paying tenants, one $2,100 a month for the Decorday house. It's 1,200 square feet. The other house is bigger and 4-bedroom. It's $2,500 a month. And they're good tenants. They've been there over a year, both of them. They've never had any problems or late fees or nothing like that. And my health and the age of my mom, we need help. And all our families out west. So that's really the main reason I'm...
What we just said, right? We need Payne for wholesale, and that's what we got. Let's see if we can help him out. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if I can help you out here. So you owe $490 in debt between the two. How much do you want to walk away with in your pocket?
Well, I'm looking my hot button 60.
60. Okay.
And that's selling the house for what is it? $550. That's
Gotcha.
what I paid for them. Less than what I paid for them.
Okay, I'm with you. Is that $490 coming due soon?
No, it's 10-year notes.
Oh, okay. So you got some time.
And there's still 8 years left in them. I mean, I can quick claim the properties over to you, and you can duke it out with him or have your own financing lined up. He's an interest guy. The money, he's a wealthy man here that's multimillionaire. He's in it for the monthly interest. Okay.
Right.
He owns the homes free and clear, and he writ me a mortgage on each one of them.
Yeah. And what, you just don't think he'd be cool if we took over those loans? Not assume them, but just buy it subject to.
Here's the thing. I already presented him with a deal, and he will not allow the loans be assumed, period.
Well, so subject
If I
to.
transfer ownership,
He's going to call it due.
you'll naturally, when you give me money, want your property's in your name. The minute that happens, that triggers a
Due on sale.
acceleration.
Yep. Okay. This is what we could do. I got to work around. I do a ton of creative finance. This is all I do. So
Did for the last 30 years was hard lending. Institutional financing today, forget it.
So look, this is what we could do. Who? Let's why don't we just structure these as an agreement for deed? So I give you the 60 that you're looking for. I start making the debt payment, but we leave the deed in your name, so he can't trigger a due on sale.
Do it. I bought a home, my first home, 35 years ago.
We got it.
Contract for deed.
So yeah, exactly. Every state, they'll recognize it a little differently.
You're protected.
Yeah, what I do, I cloud title. So obviously, I'm going to file a memorandum to secure my interest, but deed in your name and.
As long as the homes don't.
And watch, we're just going to go into an assumption close. Assume he's. I don't need a yes from him. We're doing it. Done. Watch. All right.
It's there. One mortgage payment, 16, 17.
Look, when there's pain with these people, it's just too easy to convert. Watch. Hugh, let me ask you, Hugh. Is there anybody else involved in making this decision?
None.
All right. Is this
my name, Hugh Stewart, a single man.
Hugh Stewart? Got it. And what's a good email for you?
Hughie, HUGHIE 2010 at live.com.
Okay. I'm going to send you over a purchase agreement, exactly what we just talked about, structured as an agreement for deed. Do you think there's any reason we couldn't get it done by Monday next week?
None.
Let's do it.
As soon as I get my hot little hands on that money, I'll sign anything you want.
Good deal. All right. Give me just a little bit.
Wow. The taxes hasn't been paid yet.
Oh, how much is that?
Maybe $3,000 on each house.
It shouldn't be a problem.
I just got the tax bill last week.
3 on each house. Are you going to pay that? Let's get out of paying that. We're not going to pay that.
I had with someone else. I netted the 60,000, and they paid their closing costs. There ain't going to be a big expense with the title policy because they were just updated 2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. This will be 1, 2, 3. I mean, since it's an agreement for deed, we'll do our own title search. We don't got to pay a title agent because there's no deed, no deed print up.
There's nothing transferred, but you'll see that you have a clean title there.
Yeah.
I have no liens or governmental issues or none of that bullshit.
All right. So yeah, let's knock the 3 off since you didn't pay that. It's kind of like, normally if we were closed on it, fine. You'd be
I'll
eating
tell you
that.
what I'll
So
do. Here's what I'll do. Instead of 60, make it 57. I'll split the 2-house tax bill with you.
yeah, done. Let's get it done.
All right.
Done deal.
So that'll be 57 to me. Taking 3.
Such a good deal. Such an easy deal. This is free, man. Free house. All right. That's a done deal. That sounds
All
good.
right. Yeah, I'm fair.
No, I appreciate that.
Hair splitter. I'm 66. I got health issues. I'm 2 shot a day diabetic, high blood pressure, cholesterol. So
We'll get this done. And, yeah, let's wrap this up, and then we can move on to the more important things. So
everybody will have a beautiful Christmas.
let's do it. Give me just a little bit.
Brother, get your email. If you have any problems sending it, call me back.
You'll see that tonight.
Bye.
Thanks, you. Bye. Woo! I feel great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love this game. There we go. There you go, Joe. Let's get the contract over to him. Now we need money for these deals, right? So we need 57 to pull this thing off.
I heard you in your live earlier say that you would try to pull, do a rent to own and then get the money from the down payment from the tenant.
Yeah.
And then put that in there, non-refundable.
This down payment's going to be too large, so we are going to have to wrap this deal. Yeah, we're looking at 28,000 a house. So we're either the exit is either going to be to wrap it. That would be a way for you to keep the house, get it for nothing out of pocket. If we can't pull that off, which it could be a little tight, then we'll just have to assign it. We'll sell the deal. You'll probably make 10 a house. You'll make 20 grand off this. And that's all you, my friend. That's you and Mike.
Let's see, I think he said he's got he's got. I'm looking at it. He's got the Adams one. Is that the one he sold? I know he's got Adams and Landon, but I don't know which one he said he had sold recently.
Crap. I thought we knew that. Call him up and just be like, what's the one you sold? Just to confirm.
Okay.
Double check that.
Bro, he probably our advice to pop off the high equity one.
Yeah, dude, he wants the 57. That guy will take 30 tomorrow. Now, obviously, we're in this to try and help him out too. So we're genuinely going to try and pull this off at 57, which we can. Worst case scenario, we assign it. You make 20 grand. That's an easy deal. Super easy. It feels like it's Friday, man. It's too good.
Yeah, right. I'll call him and ask him, but yeah.
Let's do it. Use the sub 2 contracts to try and fill that out, Joe, and then I can review it with you. And then the only thing we need to do is if you go to the agreement for deed, that's the other contract in the Discord. If you go to the very bottom of that, you'll see somewhere up in there, you're going to see the clause stating that buyer takes full possession. Deed will transfer when buyer chooses to. We need to take that clause out of the agreement for deed and put that in the additional terms of our sub 2 contract, if that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah. Copy and paste it into the subject to contract.
Beautiful. Mike, do you think you could help with that? Joe, with that?
Which part?
Like, are you guys doing this deal together, you guys?
I sold my Florida property recently. Like last year, I want to go back into Florida. If I did, I'd probably do the short-term rental again. But those two, probably just look at wholesaling it. He wants to hold them as rentals.
Yeah, well, I know what the dynamic was. If you guys were like partnering up on the deal, or if you were just helping out a little bit.
Yeah, I
was wanting to
get his feet wet.
Yep.
Okay.
I was wanting to fly down there, meet him and then meet the tenants and try to do a rental thing and learning that boots on the ground and learning that instead of just making a fee, but. I guess just thinking long term than that, but
go to the original course and you'll see the course videos where I cover how to fill out these contracts. If you're not familiar with it, give it your best shot. If you need more help, you got my cell phone. Text me the screenshot. I'll help you get that contract filled out. But that should be easy. That should be an easy deal.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna work on that right now. I guess I don't need to talk to Ty from Capital Central Ventures.
Man, so many deals this week. It's awesome. I love it.
Fair.
Question?
Oh yeah, real quick on that contract you send over to this Hugh. So he's an elderly guy. I don't know if he's familiar with tech, but how are they signing it usually?
Agreement for deeds, you want notarized. So we would email. I guess I'm glad you brought that up. So Joe, you're gonna have to email it to him. Don't do it on DocuSign. He does have to print it out, get that notarized. Did that kind of answer that question?
So in his case, you're gonna do like a mobile notary or
Well, yeah. I mean, Joe could print it. Like for me, I don't have a printer at home, so I'd print it out in the library, take it, to my bank to get notarized, and then I would send the seller a copy through email and tell them like, hey, print it out, get that signed and notarized. If people are like, in a tougher spot, tougher situation, not mobile, we don't really know this guy's medical stuff that he referenced. So if he's like stuck at home or something, then yeah, we could send a mobile notary. They can go out, or an online notary. I have this lady that worked in my office. She does that. So just
So that-
go ahead, my bad.
I'm sorry, that's what you would do with this deal?
Yeah, I would just print it out, notarize it, tell him to print it out. If he can't, either mobile, show up to his door, or do it online, whatever he'd be comfortable with.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, for sure. That's exciting, Joe, man. First phone call on here. We got something great.
Absolutely. I'm going to pull it up right now. I'm going to work on that. So if I have questions by the end of the Zoom, I'll just pop in and ask it. That's what I'm doing right now.
Sweet. All right. Alex, you got your hand up? Question?
Yes. I have two deals I just sent you, two leads I just sent you over in the chat. I'm actually working on. I just got off the phone with one of them with the agent. So both of them is like agents. They go online. I actually just got off the phone with one of them over on. You see, if you look in the link right here, the address is 1415 29th Ave.
This guy.
Uh-huh.
All right. What's the story with it?
So this property, like, he actually need like a new roof, but it's actually located in a commercial zone where this land right here could actually, have it as a rental property. Not a rental property, more like a commercial property, because it's actually in a commercial zone.
So, yeah, Bradenton gets a little like, it's nothing too. Or hold on, I'm thinking about Brandon. Bradenton's all right. So this is kind of what I was telling you, Alex, the other day. Like, we only wanted to look at stuff that's super beat up. This could be like somebody could definitely buy this and live in it. So the only way this is truly going to convert to a wholesale deal is if the seller's got paint attached to them. Now, the fact that it's on 48 days kind of tells me like they can't be too motivated, because they would have sold it by now. I'm sure they had offers and they turned them down. So how much?
No, they say have one offer that they have coming in on it. So if that one actually go through, they're gonna have it sold. So they were actually saying that I should actually try to see if I could get my numbers and get back to them with an offer. But
I'm gonna cold call this, not as your partner, and just let's analyze this call as I'm doing it. I'll break it down. Hello, my name is Derek. My name's Derek. I came across that listing on 29th Ave East, Bradenton. Is it still going? Still for sale?
It's pending, but
it's pending.
There's all kinds of things can happen to deals. So it's if you're interested, I would still pursue it.
All right. I'm looking at it as a flip. Is there anything wrong with it that I can't see in the photos?
Well, the photos, if you pay close attention to one of the pictures, there was some roof sagging or the ceiling sagging, which if I were flipping that place, I put a new roof in there and repair whatever that room has, that sagging thing in there. So I think you need a real.
This is the money question right next. Ready? This will tell us everything.
So I would fix it up.
All right. What has them selling?
Pay attention to the geography, though. It's right off of 301, right? 301 is commercially zoned. The neighbor to the back of it is commercial zoning. That property really increases in value the second you change the zoning from multifamily to commercial.
Yeah. What has them selling this?
Are we talking about? You mean?
What has them selling the house?
What has them selling the house?
Yeah.
I don't understand the question.
Like why are they selling it?
Oh, there's a family there, and the family's going through a divorce, and they're splitting up that property.
Okay. All right. All righty. So what? Last question, I guess. What did it end up going pending for? Just out of curiosity.
License for revealing that information?
It'd be a secret. Come on.
No, I can't do it. Sorry.
All right. All good. If it goes back on, let me know.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Give me Sorry guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. All right, so Alex, let's break down that call really quick. So
yes,
a couple things. Like one, like I said, right off rip, the conditions. So like I probably wouldn't call on stuff unless I had like nothing else to call on. I already called on all the super beat ups homes. So that like made it a little bit iffy. The situation, so they said they're going through divorce. That I've seen kind of go like one of two ways. They're either gonna hold out, like they're maybe not in financial distress. Like just because somebody's going through a divorce doesn't mean they have to take a massive haircut on the price. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, that can, it's kind of like up in the air. Now, another thing that kind of stands out to me is they're trying to play an angle of like, oh, it's commercial property. But, you know, so like, all right, how are they trying to, that is kind of how they're trying to justify a higher price. Hey, $299 because you could tear it down and do something commercial. So, you know, that is where they're seeing value in the property, but us and most investors, they're not going to be looking at this property and seeing that as value because most of them, they're not going to look to do that. The other thing too is like if I click out of this, you know, he's talking about, oh yeah, commercial, but look, do you see any commercial buildings? Not really. You see like a little dumpy office over here.
I told him that I was gonna do my own due diligence because he was actually mentioning that you could actually do your own research on it and stuff like that, so you could actually see how the numbers goes. Because I was actually saying that if it's within like a commercial area, knowing that if I'm doing like changing of the roof, and then I was supposed to say, okay, I'm having this property turn into either a duplex or a condo or something like that, and to see if I could get a higher rent and price with a cash flow within that area. But he was actually saying the most you would actually get the nice value out of this because it's a commercial area. If you was supposed to actually build up a multi-family house on it where I don't know, like you'd actually it's a residential business I could actually put on it and just lick down the house.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing too though is like, all right, so you're playing it. That's a totally different approach then. So like, all right, yeah, commercial. So what is a commercial lot this size sell for? I know for a fact it's a commercial lot,
but it's too small.
What do you say?
I was saying maybe it's too small.
Yeah, like I don't know the size right here. Call it maybe a quarter acre, if that. So like I know for a fact a quarter acre commercial is not going for 225. My guess, I believe they probably contracted with a wholesaler. That's my guess. I don't think they're super motivated. This is something I probably just did on, and I probably would have just passed based on that condition. It's just not beat up enough, almost, but not enough.
Most definitely.
Let's check out this other one you got. This one in Lehighton.
Yeah.
Taylor's acting up. While I'm trying to do this, Ron, I see you got your hand up. Ronald, my bad. I just muted you.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. Yep.
Yeah. I was just curious. I know you were talking about doing some updates as far as where the status is for all the partnership stuff. I have 8 that I have submitted over the past 2 weeks. I was just hoping to, I guess, get any kind of. Do you have anything right now?
Yeah, I could pull some up here.
There were 2
real quick.
And I think I messaged you last night that one was hoping for a phone call today. It was owner finance also.
Okay. Yeah, these are all from you. I know I did quite a few of them though. So something like this one, Brook Street, called them on live. I've been calling this one every single day this week. They've yet to pick up the phone. So that's what's going on there. Fort Myers. Eric in the comments above says it's removed from Anthony's task. It's still assigned. This one's still in the works. So Anthony on my team, he is in negotiation on seller finance, trying to hash out the terms there. I don't know if you heard me earlier, Ronald. The only time it's going to go to the team if I try him for a couple days and I get nothing, like I can't get him on the phone, or if I think I spoke to him and it's going to be a deal in the future. So like, you know, chase it, but it's not going to be now. You know, it's going to be a few weeks, just to give you an idea. So that's Fort Myers, Gulfport. Called. This thing's actually pending. This deal is pending with another buyer.
Gotcha.
Turtle. I think this is you too, right? Yep. Yeah, I think I worked this. Send agent the offer on email. Yep. So I presented the offer. Yeah, right here. So I offered $575,000, 30 down, sub 2, the loan is 75. This is a complex structure, but there's high odds of this thing converting. It's very unique. So Melanie handed off to her. She's in works. We're trying to just push it. Agent, after I spoke to him, yeah, I'll present the offer to the seller. Melanie did the follow-up to see what's going on. And this is where she's at. She changed it to today. So we're still right here. Seller is going to be talking numbers with, I guess, maybe, I don't know who. Talking numbers with somebody, though.
So that's Turtle Crossings?
That's Turtle Crossings, yep.
Okay, so they do have
say that again?
They have an agent representing the seller on that?
Yeah, I'm almost positive I spoke to the listing agent on this. I could tell you right now, too. You weren't direct to seller, right?
Yeah, that was a for sale by owner. And the name that I pulled from records was Joel.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's listed as a for sale by owner, but it's not. He's just trying to help them sell it. So he's not actually the owner.
Okay, I see.
That's what's going on there. All right, a couple more. This one got archived, so I made this dead. I didn't put notes in why I did this. Either it was pending or I just saw there's no shot. Oh, it's a duplicate. So look, we're already working it. This is the one we just looked at. That makes sense. 12th Ave. This is again another duplicate. Right? Didn't you just have one in Gulfport? Or is that a different one?
Yeah, I had one before, yeah.
Right, so
I was coming through twice.
that was a duplicate then. So, yep, still in works. You could see it was updated 3 hours ago. And then Holidays, the last one you sent. Let's see. Let's see where they're at. Nick is really, really good at negotiating. He's part of this community too. He's in the company. He put this ends up being a sub 216 on the note. Pitch was so slow with the lady, only text. This was today, 1 hour ago. So that's when we ripped on that. Any advanced deals, just to let you guys know, I only put on with my team that's also advanced. So this dude, Nick, you know, he's working this complicated sub 2. He's literally as good as I am as negotiating and presenting and the knowledge. Like, he's a savage at all this. So that's why this got thrown to him. But that's everything. That's all the leads that you sent. And then I think the difference that maybe the other 2 or 3, those went dead. So I think I pinged you in the general chat too. If you guys send anything that you haven't called on, it's instantly dead. We need details as to what's going on. which I think I pinged you on that, Ronald, right? Last week I told you that.
One.
In the general chat. You asked for an update. I told you I did it, like 3 of them.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I responded to you in the chat, in the general chat. I think that was last week.
Okay, because I've had a conversation with every single one that I submit. So.
And maybe I'm mixing you up. I might be mixing you up with somebody. Somebody sent like 10 at once, and there was like no contact like no information at all. It was just copy and paste off of Zillow.
I 100% make sure that I put notes in there. I put the description, how much they're asking.
It was somebody else then. Yeah. I was talking to somebody else about that then. All right.
I've never. So.
See, the only ones that if we did it any of yours, then it was pending. We just went through all of them as you saw.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Ronald, if you hear me in the earlier in Zoom, I told you guys like almost this entire week that I'm working on getting the automation set up. So these notes you guys just get on email the second we type them in. Setting it up like the Zapier thing from the CRM to you guys on email is like really, really difficult. I've been trying to work at it little by little each night. So what I'm going to do is I just said, starting tomorrow, whoever on my team is helping me, with these, they're just going to call you. So if we get an update, they'll call you. If it's dead, they'll just call you. If you don't pick up the phone, they'll text you. And then hopefully within the next 2 weeks, maybe sooner, I get this whole thing hashed out so you just get the emails and you don't have to pick up the phone or look at your text. So that's kind of where we're at.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yo, Eric, you can run mine over there right quick?
Let me just try and get through the deals. I don't want to go through
if you could I got this chick for Francesca. She wanted to do a deal, like, I don't know, right, like in the next couple hours. She was looking at popping it off.
All right, let me work through this queue and I got you. We could do that at the end. Whoever wants an update, I'll just give it to you guys. I'll pull it up and show you. I just wanted to get through all these deals here. All right, Alex, what's up with this one then? Super beat up, super overpriced.
Yeah, he's doing a full renovation.
Are you working this one with Xander? Because he showed me this house too, I think.
Yes.
I told Xander probably did it. Lee Heighton's like, nothing special over there, and they're way overpriced. We got to be around like 100,000 for a cash deal. That's why it's been on 3 months now, 4 months.
Yeah, I was actually telling them the same thing because I actually was trying to structure it where I was telling them that what would actually could actually lease this property for if I was to get the renovation and have you lease it back for me, and they was actually giving me a rough estimate around. I could have it sold for around roughly 200 or something like that or so. And I was actually saying if I was supposed to come in with a renovation of, because this definitely gonna need a full renovation and stuff like that, so that wouldn't even make sense right there.
They bought it for $2,300.
Exactly.
I don't know why they're so greedy. They literally done nothing to the property, so it's kind of like a joke. Or it looks like they started to do something, rip the place apart. But that's about it.
Not even makes sense.
I told Xander just did it. Unless you wanted to offer 100, there's probably no shot.
Nah, it doesn't make sense. It's a waste of lead. But one more thing that I want to ask you, because I just heard you actually be on the phone and you mentioning to somebody that you were structuring a sub 2 offer. So you actually do sub 2 also?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I actually think I could do sub 2 too, but the way I'm actually trying to structure it is for certain deeds that a lot of owners that not really interested in sub 2, it actually structured by just purchasing the trust from them, just have the property person placed into a trust and this person the trust from them.
I would say this though, my advice to you, since you shared your whole situation and your goals and whatnot with me, I would probably only focus on wholesale right now. That's just my advice to you. I think you should just double down, focus on the wholesale deals, and then and learn the creative finance, but then look to start implementing it maybe a couple months down the road once we secure a few more wholesale deals.
Yes, most definitely.
Because right now the goal is money, right? Hey, I want to stack cash in the bank, and if that's the goal, then solely focus on that, and that's going to be through wholesale. the creative finance is cool, but what's going to happen is you're going to spend a lot of time on trying to learn this and figure it out, and let me see what we could do, and I'll bring this deal up on Zoom, and then you'll spend a lot of time and effort trying to chase this when you could have spent that same time and effort still pursuing wholesale, which is only going to lead to faster money. Like the creative finance, you'll make more on the creative finance deals than wholesale, but it's going to take time. You got to build the equity, right? A rental at $500 a pop, that's not going to change your life. It's going to take a few of those, which is
no, but it was more like I would actually get them on a contract and then sign you over to other investors. But for the properties that I normally try to do sub 2Ds on, it's property that are literally up in shape already. So the only thing they just need to do is just getting tenant in it.
Here, I'll share this with everybody that's new. This is what I would do. This is what I did, and this is how I train people in my office. So this is a great way to start pitching creative finance before you really know anything about it or learn a lot about it, right? So I always say, always target cash wholesale deals. When cash doesn't work, pivot into creative finance. Now, you could pitch creative finance and know literally nothing about it. So this is the script right here. So it doesn't work for cash. We tell them this word for word. Look, seller, I don't think it's gonna work for us buying it outright. But I mean, let me ask you: would you consider owner financing? I have tweaked this. I don't say a word for word now, but you could, right? Would you consider owner financing? A lot of the times with our owner finance program, we can give you more than your asking price, depending on how long you hold the note for. You could simplify that and just be like, would you be open to seller finance? Oh, yeah, maybe. All right, great. And then we just ask these questions. We don't have to teach them anything. We don't have to know numbers, no nothing. We just have to read the questions, right? So yeah, I'd be open to that. Awesome. What I could do first is just gather a few more details. We could review it and then see if it makes sense for the both of us. Okay, awesome. So seller, what's the mortgage balance? How much do you owe? Oh, I owe I owe 100,000. All right. What are the monthly payments on the mortgage? Like $1,100 a month. Cool. Are the tax and insurance escrowed in the payment? Escrowed is just a fancy word for included.
I know.
Right? Well, I'm just saying for everybody. Are tax and insurance escrowed in the payment? Oh, yeah, they are. Awesome. Let me review the information. We can get back to you. And then what you could do is now you have enough information to actually come up with an offer. And then boom, you're working with Xander, so you can bring it to Xander, or you come on Zoom, you bring it to me. Hey, I got somebody interested in seller finance. These are the answers to the questions.
I know as much to a point where I could be on the phone with an agent and literally structuring a deal according to either sub 2 or it's just a seller finance, right? It's got to just pay all the equity on the property, or or is this where I structure the hybrid? If it's the mortgage loan amount is and the equity is close to like in between, like the same amount. So that's how I actually structure the hybrid part of it. But for like the sub 2 now, because I have an understanding of that's what I was actually literally pursuing to try to get as much knowledge of the sub 2, because I was actually saying that I have a hard time trying to generate leads for the fix and flip where I could do it as a wholesale field. So that's why I know a lot more knowledge in the sub 2 in a kind of sense. And now since I've been on the phone, because me and Xander have been on a call like the Zulu, and we be trying to like call up agents and stuff like that, and he noticed that I'm really start catching on, so I hope to really even try to structure and have a conversation with the agents on the phone by trying to showing counteract all objections and stuff like that. So it's like I'm on the phone and I'm getting better and better, and I just started.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yes, I mean, this is the best way to start. Not directly to you, Alex, just in general to everybody. This is probably the best way to get into creative finance.
I'm screenshotting all this.
Yeah, focus on the wholesale, and then you could just read these questions. And if they ask you something you don't know, I'd have to ask my partner, but I can get back to you on that. And don't ever, okay, we know there's a mortgage or whatever. We never explain subject to ever. You never want to do that.
No, I don't explain subject to.
I'm just speaking out loud. I'm not you directly. I'm just speaking out loud. So don't ever bring up subject to, oh, we speak in terms of seller finance. Now, if somebody says to you, would you consider seller finance? And they're like, oh, what is that? Speak to them like they're 2 years old. The way I explain seller finance to somebody is all that means is we agree on the purchase price of whatever, we agree on the price of 150, but I make payments to you for that. And that's all you have to do to explain creative finance. Right. And don't worry, never explain subject to. Don't even let that come out of your mouth, or try not to. The only time you guys hear me explain sub 2 is if I'm calling a short sale. That's the only time. Very, very rarely do I bring up sub 2, that term. If I'm going to tell them I'm taking over their mortgage, then I tell them I'm taking over your loan. I'm still not bringing up sub 2, because the moment somebody Googles subject to, they're just going to see a bunch of negative stuff and then not really have the full picture. So try and avoid that. I'll give you guys a couple other tips here, right? What if they said, like, we asked, what's the mortgage balance? Oh, I don't have a mortgage. Then the only thing we need to figure out is tax and insurance. Great. Let me run some numbers. I'll get back to you on an offer. And that's it. So we don't have to know anything about this. You just read the questions and that's it. Bring it on the Zoom. Eric, they said, yes. What do you think we could do? And then you'll learn through that process. Oh, this is what we could do. Oh, look how the numbers go here. Right. What I think we'll do, would you guys want to maybe cover underwriting creative finance deals Monday?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I have this creative oven where I use to actually like have an understanding of how the payments gonna be with the balloon payments, with the creative finance when it comes to the sub 2 section and the seller finance section, with also the cash flow of the other side of, so I could actually see how the investors' cash flow are going to be like, knowing that I'm paying 10% of, either I'm paying 10% of the equity if I'm doing a sub 2 where I'm taking over the loan and stuff like that, and I'm paying off the equity on the property. So it's like, it's always 10% down I pay on whatever I'm paying on the property. So that's why I try to take it over. But it's for I motivated seller, where if I looked on Zulu and I filter it like this, like properties that's online for a long time, and I actually looked at it and realizing that, okay, they purchased this property in 2021, 2022, and trying to do my research. So it's basically like, look for properties where if I'm going to take over any loan, it's got to be a low interest rate where it's make more sense for the investors if I'm actually trying to sell it. So I have an understanding of how that works, and I've been structuring offers just that, like, I don't have any person that I know I could literally go to and be like, okay, I'm gonna bring this deal to this person because this person actually be interested. And that's how I come to because I heard you mention it. Since I actually saying, okay, I'm doing the fix and flip, I realizing that I'm catching on to the back to the flip and flip, and how to really have a conversation, knowing what to ask for, knowing how to actually structure the renovation costs and what's that I need to be, electricity and every little thing. So it's like, I want to be a beast in the game so bad where nothing gonna pass me. I want to be able to could actually look at a deal and I don't know, just only can make only one offer, and I want to be able to make every offer and know that I'm making something out of it.
Yeah, definitely. So let's plan on Monday, guys. Monday we'll do an extremely deep dive into underwriting. I don't know how far underwriting gets deep, man. It can get really, really deep depending on the structure. So we'll, I guess Monday's objective, we're going to try, or I'm sorry, Tuesday. Oh wait, crap. Isn't Tuesday Christmas Eve?
Yeah, ain't today Tuesday? No, today's Thursday.
Next week.
All right, so Tuesday gonna work.
Caught up in studying, I haven't really been outside, so I don't even know what time be going. So
we should have covered that today. The next Zoom we do, I'll try and see if I can maybe squeeze one in sooner. The holidays are right here. The next Zoom you guys have with me, though, I'll keep you guys posted. We'll definitely cover underwriting. We're going to cover underwriting seller finance, sub 2, and then the hybrid deal, which is really, really good. So let's plan on that. All right, we got a little bit of time. Let's keep pushing through these deals, and then we'll wrap with Q&A. Last one in the
chat. Send you one more.
Huh?
I send you one more in the chat whenever you're ready.
All right. Yeah. Let me help Kendrick, and then I got you. Kendrick, what's up with this one?
What's up, Eric? Talked to the agent about this one, and he said that
he doesn't do any of his deals sub 2. I try to hit it with the sub 2 creative financing with it. So he would like to consider doing all of his deals wraps with us.
We could do that. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know how to do wraps, so
just think of a wrap as it's going to be 100% seller finance to you.
It's a rent to own option.
So, you know, like what we normally do is, hey, I'll buy it subject to the debt, and then you're going to seller finance your equity, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're used to. That's normally what we go for. But if he's only willing to sell on a wrap, we could do that. That's fine. A wrap is just think you have existing debt on a property, if you see my hand. Mm-hmm. And a wrap is you're creating a new set of financing wrapping around the existing. So really, to really try and even dumb it, like really simplify it even further, just think of the thing being 100% seller finance to you. And instead of you making that mortgage payment, the seller will remain making the mortgage payment.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you just be paying the equity off?
Yeah. Well, no. You're going to be paying the whole thing off, really. So instead of watch here, let's go to the whiteboard.
So basically, you have a rental property you're turning it into, and have the renter just paying off all the loans.
Yeah. Do you guys see the whiteboard?
Yeah.
If I can get the drawing tool. Here we go. Just if you guys can, try not to touch the screen or draw on it. All right, ready? So let's go super simple. $100,000. That's what they want to sell the property for. They got a mortgage of $50,000. So how much equity do they have?
$50K.
So they got $50K in equity. So in a normal deal, what we would like to do is what? Subject to the debt, seller finance the equity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, because they don't want to do the whole sub 2 piece, they want to wrap the deal. So all that means is, okay, yeah, we'll buy it for the $100K. And instead of the financing breakout being sub 2 with seller finance, it's just going to be 100% seller finance for the $100,000. 100% seller finance. And the seller, he's going to still be responsible for making this mortgage payment.
But you just pay him more. So he basically, like, whatever money you get from you, just make the payments.
Yeah, so hey, I'm gonna give him we'll get into underwriting Monday, but hey, I'll give you $1,000 a month, and then he's got to go pay that mortgage at $350 or whatever. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if anything comes to a scenario, let's say you default, it's actually easier for him to take the house back, but he's technically built the equity in his name for the mortgage in place still. So that's another thing, is more safety for him in case you do default.
So that's why you're actually gonna put a clause into it that way. Stay.
Should have been whiteboard. I apologize. All right, my bad. All right, so Kendrick, does that all make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, like we could buy on a wrap, not a big deal. That's fine.
So basically, like to insure for the sellers, right? Normally, you actually add a clause into it where you state that if you were supposed to miss a money payment, the property could actually revert back to you. But in this scenario, because it's a wrap, it's not gonna really go like that way. But every payment is gonna structure to an escrow company, right?
As a wrap,
yes.
He still owns the property. You're technically like a tenant. That's what it is. Like when we do
wraps, no, that's not true.
I know, but like it's justified like that because he still has it in his name.
No, in a kind of sense, I understand
where. You can still transfer though, Adam.
Yeah, I know, but like on there, usually they don't want to transfer the deed.
Normally, normally how I pitch it to the agents, I normally pitch it with like the Garden St. Germain Act. So if they want to do their research, they understand this is a federal law, from 1982. So I normally always kind of pitch certain details, but at a key point where they understand, so it's not something they're gonna be like, oh shit. But at the same time, I don't try to fill up their head with too much information.
Yeah.
So it's always structure the clause so they understand the monthly payments, so everything gonna be safe, or everything gonna, work together, and they're gonna get their money payments and everything gonna be good. And what gonna happen if we don't pay? Oh yes, there's gonna be a clause in it that state that if the property you will miss payments within 30 days, property will revert back to you, and further information let's give them, so they feel more comfortable with the deal.
Definitely. Jason, I see you in the chat. Once the original note is paid, then we start paying our portion? No. So you're making payments immediately. Unless you negotiate something else. But no, traditionally, you are going to make the payments. Sellers also making their payment on their mortgage too.
And also one thing, one guy tried to screw me on a wrap like that. Make sure in the contract it doesn't say variable interest rate, because when that happens, it will change every single year. So
you had a home run deal, right?
No, that wrap, he was trying to fuck me. Remember at one time?
After the fact, then we realized that.
Yeah. And then in the contract, he was trying to have do variable interest rates. So let's just say interest rates bumped up to 9 or 10% next year. I'll be fucked and I'll be like negative, right? So in contracts, make sure you read it and make sure you're looking for stuff like that, especially on wraps and stuff like that, because they're gonna try sneak shit in.
Don't worry. Whenever I got my contracts, I'll send it over to you.
Kendrick, are you feeling good, or any other questions on that?
Yeah, I felt good about it. I was just wondering, do we still have to find out the monthly payment? Any?
Not really, no.
Taxes, insurance.
Now, what I would do, here's a recommendation. If you're going to buy something on a wrap, like you're going to hold on to it, I would ask the seller to use a servicing company to facilitate the seller making the mortgage payment, because then with the servicing company, they could send you a bank statement, just proof that the seller's actually paying it. That's really important.
So that means you could definitely buy a wrap, right?
Yeah, definitely.
If the numbers make sense.
But I was like, I'm not trying to get into.
I try not to buy on a wrap just because, like, I like the whole control aspect. Like, I know the mortgage is getting paid. I'm the one making the payment. But it doesn't have to be that way.
And one thing, if you think it's shady, you can always do what is it called? The title. I forgot what it was called. Memorandum.
File a memorandum. Yeah, you do regardless.
Yep.
Definitely.
Especially on wraps.
Could I actually come to you and try to see if you can help me structure it?
Yeah, I got you. All right. Here, Alex, let's look at your last deal, and then we'll wrap up with some questions.
Thanks, sir.
Jason, I see you got, no problem. Jason, I see the other question in the chat. What I'm asking is, let's say it's a 30-year note with 15 left. After paying for the 15 years and note is paid at that point, we still need to pay until our balance is paid. I don't know if I'm understanding that. Let me read that again.
What am I asking?
I'm sorry. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so let's say it's a normal conventional 30-year note, and we're buying it with 15 years left on a wrap, and we continue making the payment for 15 years. Now, the wrap only exists for that 15 years, or can our note be more than the home's, I guess, original note? How is that structured once the original note's paid?
Then the seller wouldn't have to pay it anymore, but you'd still be making that full payment to the seller if you bought it on a wrap.
Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking. Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's look at Alex's deal, and then we'll wrap with some questions. What is the story on this one, Alex?
Oh, so this actually need a lot of work. Based on the.
Oh, could you? And I'm sorry. Could you put it back in the chat? When the meeting ended, we lost everything.
Okay, give me a second. Let me put it back. The chat.
And Eric, you still got me for the last couple.
Yeah, I got you. We'll wrap on that. We'll do updates.
Yeah, bro, pulling it up on the screens looks so much better.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I threw like 5 in today.
Here, we'll let's do this just to save time. We'll swing back to Alex once he's got that. Let's look at the one you got that you're talking about. What's the address?
Let's see. Can you look it up by my name? Do you see any of those? It's going to be Francesca is going to be, I think he's Palantine Hudson, 7833. It's going to be at the top. Those 4 hours ago. Is that the one? Shoot.
Yeah,
That one-
Brentwood, just so you know, this one's dead. Brentwood Park.
Yeah, how'd it work out? Sebastian's overpriced.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more recent. Those are the old ones.
You said Hudson though, right?
Yeah, Hudson.
This is archive 2. That means we marked it dead. Yeah, here we marked it dead. Gulfway. Unless there's a duplicate, that's been an ongoing thing. Yeah, look, it's still in works.
How do you feel about the 90?
All right, look, so I spoke to him. Actually, I spoke to her today too on accident. But I spoke to her. You see my notes. Sam is a wholesaler. They contracted the deal around 120,000. I think it's way too high. We need the contract around 100. There's no shot, so I gave this to my guy Anthony. He's an acquisition on the team. What I told him is when the deal, they're not going to pull this off. So, what I told him to do is try and get the close day. When does the deal have to close by? And then wait for them to flop. As soon as they flop on that, go direct to seller, recontract at the right price.
Sweet. Like that one with Sebastian, bro. I think Jan 5th. I'm pretty sure it's at Jan 5, January 5th.
In here?
Yeah, the Sebastian one, and he's gonna flop on that one too because he's overpriced. The Brentwood.
Oh, dude, that got heated. That guy.
Like,
on
I'm
TikTok.
not trying to intervene, but when you guys say flop, is it that like you
Fail
mean,
the
like,
contract.
price? Oh,
Yeah, dead. The deal just goes dead.
Swing the bat means like 50-50 chance of it, even though we know we're kind of high,
How you
but
know
we
when it
think we can
flaps?
pull it off. Because they're way too high on price, so we already know it's gonna fail.
We got to do like a real estate slang dictionary or something.
yeah, because I know there's a lot of slang in the industry. And you know me over here in Jamaica, I'm still getting used to all this. And
Nah, you'll pick
it's
it
like
up.
1 year in this business, and I seem
Ballpark. This ain't baseball.
But I'm still working on getting my second contract. I'm still working on it. I haven't seen another Friday in like months.
Good. I love it. All right, this one.
Where's that at? Who's Beechwood?
Beechwood's not you. That's Ronald. Hold on. There's the other one you just had. I got it. It got pretty heated with me and that dude.
Sebastian.
Yeah, dude. He's like 100,000 overpriced. Where is it? You see it?
No, but what about the Huntington? That one dead? Huntington Circle 5160?
Oh,
yeah.
With the one you're talking about, though, it's the same situation. We're going to wait for them to flop, and then we're going to recontract it.
Go back direct to owner, huh?
Yep. All right, Huntington. This one, I believe I did not get a hold of them yet. So, look, it's still set to me. I'm the one working it. I have not gotten these people on the phone. Let me pull this up, though. Let's see.
Yeah, because
no. Yet to get a hold of them. So it's in the
that was
works.
the price
As
too.
you see, nothing's happened yet. Yeah, so I'm working it. All right. Any other ones?
All right, and then what about Fletcher, Ave, and Lakeland? Probably just
I
like
can't
Lakeland.
wait until the automation's up, and you guys will just see it all in real time.
What do you do with the auto?
What do you say?
You want them like email the updates straight to you?
Yeah, like I'm trying to work on the automation, so when they update the activity notes, like any notes on the right hand side, like this, that you guys just get them in real time, to the email. That's the goal.
Can you do that with the Zap?
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, but Zapier isn't letting me. The issue right now is Zapier is not letting me select your email to send it to. It's only letting me send it to the email of who updated the notes. That's the real problem. I don't know if there's any Zapier experts in here.
Yeah, I mean, you can prompt GPT. You can tell it what you're trying to do, and then it'll set up the Zap for you. But what about just sending it into Discord? Just linking it directly to the channel.
That will probably get really messy too.
Because
That's probably it's gonna be more complicated for sure. But like I said, tomorrow, my team, if whatever ones they're tagging with me on, they're gonna call you guys, call or text with the update. Even if it's a voicemail. So.
Yeah, the Fletcher one, bro, it's Francesca. Maybe you could just type in Francesca; it might come up. I think it's just Francesca without a H. Yeah, Fran CE. Did pop up. Francesca.
It's not in here.
That sucks.
Do you have the agent's phone number, or
Yeah.
what's the beginning of your phone number?
424. And then, yeah, it'll be
What's the next three?
333.
I guess that doesn't do it. When I type in your last name, though, it does come up, or everything you're working comes up, but not. And what's the? Do this. Do you have my personal cell phone?
Yeah.
Because there's some bug, and I don't know if you're here in the beginning. Susan, same thing. Sent one. It's not in my CRM. So for whatever reason, some stuff isn't going through. So if you could text me the full address, Mike, I'm gonna look at that tonight. And if you just ping me in the general chat, I'm sure I'll have it fixed tonight, and then I can give you the update.
All right, man. Sounds good enough.
But it looks like it didn't make it.
It's all right. I put and bro, I don't want to load it up with too much. I'm gonna start hitting up Bethlehem, PA. You think that's good?
Yeah, here, I'll do this real quick too to see if it actually even went through.
I think the Fletcher one that was a sub 2, and then the Hudson Planentine. I think that was the sub 2 as well. All the others were free and clear.
Where's the Francesca one though?
Down at the bottom. I think you're just there.
No.
Yeah, Fletcher. Should be that Fletcher one.
So it's Fletcher, not Francesca or whatever.
No. Her name is Francesca. Sorry.
Oh, I'm with you now. All right, so hold on. Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah. Bro, she's cool. She was like, look, if you're wholesaling it, you just stack the fee.
All right, I like that.
Like, yeah, right.
Look, it didn't make it in at all.
Nice. So it is kind of glitchy.
I wonder if it's a forms issue or what.
Yeah, that probably because bro, I sent a few in there.
That's concerning.
Yeah. So then, what would be the backup? Just
Did you wait? Let me ask you this though. Did you ever update, like, click after you submitted on the forms? You could do like update or send another one. Because if you're doing that, I think that could be what's breaking it.
Well, I'll just exit out and then go back to the Discord and open up the partnership thing again and fill
That's
out.
what you've been doing?
Yeah.
So it has to be some bug or something's wrong if it's not pushing. If it's pushing most and some not.
What about that 112 catch in Pensacola? I think the Hampton one, right below that. Hampton Drive, yeah, Pensacola.
Did I have access to this?
Nope, didn't go through either.
Oh, that's weird. Wait, that's
all right. So that's a big issue. I'm glad we just identified that. Like I said in the beginning, I'm like, dude, like the partnership program leads, they're really cooling off, slowing down a lot. Like it was like 100 first week. This is kind of, I mean, this is the problem right here. Some of these just aren't going through for whatever reason.
Yeah, I saw 5 in there today.
It has to be my prompting on Zap. All right, I'm gonna dabble with that. That will.
How can I get access to the partnership Zoom program?
I'll show you this. I'll put it in the chat when I fix it. It should be an easy fix and done tonight for sure. All right, so yeah. So Alex, it's right here. It's inside the Discord. So right below the general chat, you'll see the partner with Eric. That's what has the link. I'll throw this link now in the chat for you too. It's right there.
Hey, I also had a question about one of the deals that I submitted to. I just wasn't sure if you guys were able to get to it yet.
Yeah, it wasn't different than the one I pinged you in the general chat on.
Was it for the address at 4246 Clyde Drive?
I remember you just asking Ali about something, and then I gave that screenshot in the chat. What do you say the house number was? 42?
Yeah, it was 4246 Clyde Drive.
Yeah, look at that. That didn't make it through either. Let me hold on one second though. Let me just see if these filters are breaking it. Nope. So that's another. When did you send that one, Allie? Was that this week?
Yeah, it was. It was probably like about a day or two ago.
Let's do this. I should definitely. I don't believe this is going to be a big problem to fix. I think I could do it tonight. Could you next time we're on Zoom? Could you guys just bring all this up again? That way we fully see like, hey, everything's working. And then moving forward, if you guys don't hear from me or from anybody on my team within like a week, then make sure you bring it up too, because that could maybe be a further issue. So like I said, starting tomorrow, you guys are going to get phone calls, probably text, honestly, just because it's faster, but you'll get text updates instantly as soon as we have something. So again, if you send something, you go 5 days to a week, you don't hear nothing, just please let me know, because that might be a further issue. But this should be all fixed. Should be all fixed tonight, and then I'll rip all of those tomorrow.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All righty. Cool. Any other questions you guys got? I guess before we wrap stuff up.
Oh yeah, I actually send you another ad.
Oh, my bad, Alex. That's right. Let's do that quick.
Hey, Eric, it's Anthony. By any chance, did anybody know a Nick McKnight?
Yeah, he's on my team.
Oh, okay, because I got a text from him, but I don't know. I mean, it's very vague, so I don't know how he, if he was texting one of my agents or something. But okay, so because he called me too, and I didn't know who it was until I just got out of surgery, so I can't really read anything.
Oh, okay. He might have. So, like I said, these guys, they'll tag team it after I present the offer. So, if it's going to be like a future deal, or if it's like, hey, we got the contract. So, he might have been reaching out just to try and get a little more info from you, some detail.
All right, yeah, it was something about an ovation.
All right, I'll write that down. If you can't get back to him, I'll ask him tomorrow. And then, what's your Discord name?
Fast fashion.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, perfect. All right, so I'll speak to him tomorrow when we're on Zoom in the morning. I'll ask him what he wanted from you, and then I'll give you an update on that. And what was the property address? Just real quick.
Yeah, let me see if I can read this text real quick.
Street or city, doesn't matter.
9074 Belgrade.
Here we go. All right, so we'll handle that. I'll get with him. All right, I'll keep you posted.
All right, thank you so much.
Find out what he needs. It might be like you'll be able to look on Discord, or no?
Not right now, barely.
I guess that doesn't make sense then. I don't know why I said that. I'll try and just handle it. If he needs some information, I'll call the seller or the agent and get it. I'll make it happen.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye.
All right, let's Alex, let's do yours real quick. All right, what's it with this house, Alex?
So this house definitely needs some the roof.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna. Go ahead. My bad.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I was actually saying like you need a roof replacement, and I think two of the windows supposed to need replaced also, and the door. But I was actually looking at it, and I was constantly wondering, would you, based on the looks of it inside, I was actually thinking if it was a water damage or something like that. But I don't think so. I don't think it was a flood, because I actually spoke with the agent, but he was saying it's a terrible property. That's what could actually come out of this property. He's saying that the property needs a lot of work. But with the price that they're asking for, I don't think that's gonna work.
All right, let's see. So we're looking at 1,700 square feet. I don't know if that's total for all three units. Possibly. They all kind of look small. All right, so what I would do, Alex, because it's multifamily, I would, with comping it out. Computer's going really slow. So I would come into the home type, deselect everything. Only thing you want on is multifamily. So we could start with the sold stuff. We could also look at for sale too. So looking at the sold multis, if it loads. There we go. All right, so here's a multifamily right next door. A little bit bigger. They got 260 on this. Let's see what the condition looked like. 269, and it was it definitely needed some love. Looks like they had an actual structure on the property, trailer, another mobile home. So 269 back in 23. It's probably worth that today. Now that's roughly 1,000 square feet bigger than what we're dealing with. SARS is definitely going to be lower. I think they're somewhat in the right ballpark though. You can go a little wider when we're looking for multifamily. You just don't want to go too crazy. And there's just not really anything going on. So what we can do is switch to the for sale. It's two approaches, Alex, really for everybody. So comping multifamily, small multis, really what I like to do if it's 4 units or under. I like to look at actual comps, so try and find other 3 units and whatnot. But then obviously you have the actual approach of underwriting the deal and seeing what's the cash on cash, what's the cap rate, right? And that's going to be a little bit deeper. Now, because we're extremely limited on the comps, the only thing we had was that 260. The only thing we could really do is just click on the property. We could take a glance at what they paid for it. That might tell a story. So looks like they bought it a while ago, back in 2015 for 24 grand. Probably did pretty much nothing to it because it's still a dump. And now they want 240, which is crazy.
Yeah,
They probably stole it for 24. Who knows if all 3 trailers or whatever were on there. So that's something to keep in mind. So, you know, because we're so limited on the comps, the only thing we can really do is underwrite the deal, right? So where that starts is with the gross income. Do you have that or no?
Gross income? No.
All right. I'm gonna get a pen and paper. I'm going to give you a list of questions to get answered.
Wait, give me a second. Right here.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. So how much was each unit rented for?
Each unit, I didn't even run the numbers on the property as yet. I actually just got the leads. And it was before I actually got the chance to run the numbers on it, because today I was actually trying to run through some numbers of some leads and getting everything to start running the numbers. So the 2 first property that I got, it was 2 recent persons I just talked to, I recently talked to. So that's why I sent over those 2 ones to start saying, okay, I'm gonna start running the numbers and see if I could actually come up with an offer to send over.
Actually, you know what? We're not really even there yet because I forgot these properties are shot. They need a bunch of work. So really the play is whoever we're going to wholesale this deal to, they're going to look to do a burr, right? So, hey, let's fully update it, refinance out, or flip it. Hey, let's fully update it, get it occupied, get it producing income, and then sell it, flip it. So it'll go one of those 2 ways. I guess what we do need to figure out, kind of a lot here. So one, what would these rent for? All fixed up. That's what we got to look into. And I would just call the agent and get their opinion. It'll speed it up. So what could each one get rented for? How much are the taxes? Ask them for the insurance too.
Yes.
If they don't have that, not the end of the world. If there's separate electric meters on each one, which I'm already imagining there is, but just confirm that. Is there an owner meter? That's the next question. And then if so, if there is an owner meter, how much is that? An owner meter would just be an electric meter that lights up a common area hallway, which I don't think exists here. It could also be like a parking lot light or a driveway light, you know, something like that. So is each unit separately metered? Is there an owner meter? If there is an owner meter, how much does the owner pay? Yeah, this has got to be city hookup. So ask them.
I think it was more like of a city hookup.
Yeah, it's got to be. So Ask him how many water meters are on the house or on the property.
So how many water meters on the property?
Yep. Now this is pretty old, so maybe there's a septic here. I think this is a little more remote, this area too. Maybe not. I don't know. There's maybe a slight shot, Alex, that they're running off of a septic or a cesspool. So just confirm that it's city water, city sewer. It's I'm almost positive, but just double check on that. Yeah. Yeah, that's really it. That's all you got to ask them. Once you can get all that info, then we can run the numbers, analyze the deal.
Okay, most definitely.
Just to give you like maybe a super rough idea, if it can't rent for more than, I don't know, if it can't rent for more than $3,500 a month, once it's all done. So once somebody fixes it all up, if they can't collect $3,500 altogether, then it's probably not going to be a deal, because it's not going to hit that 1% rule. So just keep that in mind too. So just try and get those numbers, and then ping me in the general chat. I'll get with you, and then I'll help you piece it up.
Or I can even do it if you want. Doesn't
Adam's
matter.
really good with numbers too.
Yes, I actually was having a conversation.
Yeah,
with him.
I was talking to him. I was just talking about the
Yeah.
numbers. He was like, he couldn't even continue. He was like, what the hell?
But the thing is, in the house helps, because I ain't gonna lie, like I used to actually literally be trying to like being here, but not trying to say much because I'm being like, okay, everybody knows that much, and I'm still coming up and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to listen and learn as much as I can.
No, I love that, dude. I love it. All right, let's we'll do any final questions you guys got before we wrap this up. If you guys have anything. One thing too, I guess, before I forget, we are aggressively growing our acquisition team. So if anybody's looking to get into this, you want to do it full time, the opportunity's there. The application's in the Discord. I could drop it here in the chat if you guys want me to. But again, it's what I see with the acquisition role is just an amazing opportunity to two things. One, collapse the timeline with learning. You're with me every single day, other leaders too. You're with the team every single day, all day. So you really collapse the timeline with learning all this stuff and how a wholesale company operates, right? But then you also collapse the timeline to seeing money. You get paid leads that we spend money on to produce for you guys, and then nothing but help and support. Just to paint somewhat of a picture to you guys, Melanie, I don't think she's here now. She's still working, but she was in the community, been in the community, tried wholesaling on her own. She shared this with you guys weeks ago, but 4 months of trying to wholesale on her own, got nowhere, joined the group, this community, and then she heard me pitch this, instantly went on to the team. And then Grant, are you here with us? What'd she make? I think it was like 20, right? She made on that deal?
Yeah, I'm here. What Melanie make on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was around like 20 or so.
And less than 2 weeks on the team, right?
She contracted that in less than 2 weeks. Yeah.
20 grand. And then you got Blaze. Is it the same deal? Less than 2 weeks on the team, 60 grand.
Blaze contracted a $61,000 deal. That was probably just shy of a month in.
Yeah. So it's
How can I be
great
honest?
opportunity. Look, this ain't a hard sell. I'm letting you guys know what it is. This also, I don't look at anybody we bring on as like, I hope they stay forever. I get it. There's going to be plenty of people that are like, yo, I'll rock 6 months and then I'll peace on out. That's fine. Whatever. No hard feelings. But there is a lot of opportunities. So if you're not like, yo, I want to run my own show forever, there is a lot of opportunity for growth in the company since this is a new company that we're starting. A lot of opportunity. So that's the other cool thing too.
So I'll plug it into it.
I'm not trying to hard sell nobody. So I'll put the link in the chat if you guys want to. It's the application, right? There's a little bit of testing on there. Don't worry too much about the testing. That if you don't know numbers and all that, don't sweat it. As long as you're willing to put in the work and actually do this for real, that's the big thing. Obviously, there's a lot of training too, so you'll learn a lot faster. I guess any questions on that? All good?
might want to do it just for the training.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I'll throw it in the chat. I'll throw it in the chat for you guys. Any other questions? I guess you guys
want to.
So what would actually be my role?
What'd you say, Grant? It's the acquisition role. So that is, you get leads. Some you're going to have to produce yourself. And you just lock the deal up, right? So run the numbers, make the offer, negotiate the deal. And then that's it. Once it's in contract, it goes to the dispo team. So they'll market the deal. They'll transactionally coordinate it. You just wait to get paid pretty much. So it's just acquisitions.
So I just try to make sure I get everything in the agreements up and running and send over to the team.
Yeah, that's it. Now, obviously, we're on Zoom all day, as a team, so it's nothing but support, help, good energy, good vibes. It's solid. Grant, were you saying something too, or my bad? If you were,
Just saying, they can always reach out to me on here too if they wanted. Whatever works.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do. I'll still throw this link here in the chat. Here it is. There it is for you guys. Is there a Zoom tomorrow? I think you guys have Zoom with Terrell at 11 a.m. in the morning. And then I'll be back with you guys next week. The schedule, you guys see that in that welcome email for you guys that are new. Also in the Zoom channel, if you just scroll up a little bit, you guys can find it there too. All righty. Any other questions you guys got?
Yeah, I was just going to ask. I'm looking up the purchase contract for Subject 2, and I've been kind of filling it out. And what am I trying to say? I guess I have the brief information that we talked about on the phone with him, and I have it written down. But yeah, scroll to the bottom of the Subject 2 contract, and it's got the approved and accepted by seller and approved and accepted by buyer. You wanted me to add that to the agreement or purchase?
No. So here, let me pull it up. I'll show you.
Okay.
Just looking for the clause. Hold on.
It's all right. Yeah, I have everything in a folder, all the contracts and stuff. But it's the owner finance Subject 2 agreement, and then I have agreement for deed pulled up. I just gotta fill all that in. So, which one are you looking for right now?
Just looking for the clause.
Is that seller acknowledgements? I don't think
No, here I'll tell you what to say, Joe, if you want to write it down. I have your cell phone though, right?
Yeah, you can also
almost positive. Yeah, let me just do that real quick.
Appreciate it.
Here you are. All right, 1 second.
So I would have to get it notarized and printed out to him. And I guess you said I could go to a bank, I guess, and get this thing notarized after we get printed out.
I also had a quick question. I was wondering, how much does a property have to cash flow in order for it to be a good deal?
Give me just one. I'm just trying to get this text to Joe. Hold on 1 second.
Alrighty.
Bro usually says 20% capex. So at least 20% of what you pull in. Most deals probably 500 minimum. That's what I do.
Also depends on what the down payment is and your return on investment on that. So your ROI also depends based on, let's say, put 40K down, you want a higher return from the cash flow. So let's just say you want to look for like $500-600 maybe at that point. If there's no down, 200-300 is even good.
Okay, thank you.
Definitely. Yes, 700 sometimes I go for too. Just saying.
All right, Joe, I just texted that over to you. You're just going to put that in the additional terms.
Okay, thanks.
Sweet. Ali, sorry, what'd you have? What was the question?
She wants to know what is a good return on a property and cash flow, and I just said usually on a deal it's around $300-400, right? And it also depends on your ROI. If your ROI is 40K in it, right, as a down payment, you also want like a minimum $500-600, right, just to get that return better, stuff like that. It just depends on the deal as well. If it's like a huge commercial property that I'm working on right now, right, with Eric, let's just say like 850K, right, and the property gross is $8,550, right, and now you're 20% CapEx, right, for vacancy and rehab.
You're getting too deep.
Is high. That is getting deep into it. Now you also
You're
want
going too
higher
far.
profit because
Slow
you
it
have
down.
more costs going into it, right? So it just depends honestly on each deal. If you're getting into $1 million deal, on that property we're making profit like $3,000, right, a month.
I'm not even following you, Adam.
It's just a lot of numbers. I go through a lot of stuff in my head constantly.
What are you really looking for, Ali?
I'm just really looking to land my first deal, but I also have like a calculator because I'm in 2 Discords, and basically the other Discord provides a calculator so that we can estimate the return on investment, the cash on cash return, and just
Is
everything.
it hold my hand wholesale?
Yes.
Their calculator is complete shit. Their calculator complete shit. I'll tell you that right now. I ran it and that thing is inaccurate constantly. I went there, that $20 calculator that they're showing off on their buy box cartel is complete dog shit. That thing has so many glitches. It is not even funny. I'll say just do it in your head at that point.
All right, we don't got to talk bad on anybody.
They are complete trash.
Like Ali, so we'll like I said, we'll cover underwriting on our next Zoom. So I'll probably answer like every question you could ever have with underwriting these deals. I'll give you guys a free repair calculator. So as you guys know, auto leads, right? But I didn't even know they finally put this in. I also don't even know how good it is, to be honest with you. But did auto leads go under? Hold on.
No, they're still up.
Oh, I put the address in wrong.
I just got an email from them this morning.
Like, what are you up to, Eric?
I was like, huh? What's going on with these guys? So if you go to the auto leads platform, did they finally get all the bugs fixed?
Yes, they got some, and also updated the AI a little bit, and then we look a little bit different.
A lot of people were upset with them for a couple weeks here. All right, so I haven't dabbled with this too much, but one thing I did notice is if you go to just Google autoleads.ai, I could put the link in the chat. At the very bottom, they have a creative calculator tab, and it's free. So it does seller finance, it does subject to, it does, I mean, like literally everything. At least it looks like it.
I haven't run it yet.
You got
so I don't know how it
financing
works.
breakdown, expense breakdown, you got deal status, buy and hold, and you got deal profit. Like I said, I haven't dabbled with it. It looks pretty good. I was obviously, if you guys didn't know, I built this entire platform with these guys. And so I already know, like, I'm the one that kind of put all the math behind this whole creative calculator. I don't know if they've tweaked it in the past 6 months now since I've been gone. But it looks relatively the same, what I was starting to take them towards. So it looks somewhat decent. It's free. You guys could use it. I'll put the link at the bottom. And then,
Thank you.
like I said, we'll do a real deep dive. And And then once you get the numbers, it's just way easier, like Adam's saying, just to do it than on some calculator. Like once you get it down pat, it's so quick to just 1, 2, 3 the numbers.
It's really to the point I can literally do in my head, and I really don't have to use a calculator. I like get the basic numbers. Like literally, Eric and Roberto was really trying to verse me while I was using my head. And I really knew what the answer was, and they still got the damn answer wrong.
That's not, I don't know about that.
After 3 tries, you literally got it wrong, bro. 3 times because you were using your misclick on the phone. Remember? You to type those numbers incorrectly. What you're talking about?
So yeah, nothing bad about a calculator, but just in time, you'll get the experience, and then you'll be able to do it on the fly. But as far as Richard's calculator, I don't know anything about it, so I don't have anything.
Trash.
I don't have anything bad to say about that.
Thank you.
Definitely.
And I do have an end buyer that's looking for a condo, and so that's why he's trying to turn it into a rental property. And so as far as like the rent estimate, like should I be using that to go off of, or should I be using the information that the seller is providing? Because the seller says that they're making $4,000 per month through Vrbo and Airbnb, but the estimate for the rent is only $1,300, so which is a big gap.
Definitely. All right, a couple things I'll say here. This is good for everybody to hear. You don't ever just want to base like the rent off of the rent estimate. You want to actually comp it out. If you go into the original course and you go to the very bottom in the Zoom recording section, you'll see a video called like managing properties or managing rentals, something like that. And in that, it's a very long video. It's like a 2-hour training on a Zoom where we just covered. Somebody's got terrible background noise.
Not me.
I got him. So like it's a 2-hour plus video. I cover everything with tenants and rentals, and I believe we do cover comping out rentals, trying to come up with to speed you up a little bit. Allie, what you can do is Google Rent-O-Meter. So Rent-O-Meter. You just plug in the address, put in the square footage, the bedrooms, and it'll spit out. It comps it for you, so it'll save a little bit of time. Between the Zestimate, Rent-O-Meter, and then looking at actual rentals on Zillow. So just go into the neighborhood right above the house, flip the filter to for rent, do the same square footage size, and then you can see other homes that are listed for rent, same size, same condition, and you can see what they're asking too. So between like comping it on Zillow, Rent-O-Meter, and the Zestimate, that should give you a good enough idea. Now, let me say this though, this is really important. So you're going to come across people doing this Airbnb game. Oh, it brings in $4,000 a month. And that is how they're justifying the price. Oh, it's still a deal at $600 because it does $400 or $4,000 a month, and that's a 30% cash on cash. It's a great deal. My thing is don't ever analyze or underwrite a deal based on Airbnb income. Always has to be based on tenant income. The reason for that is what happens if Airbnb goes poof, it disappears. Now you're not making any cash flow. The deal has to cash flow as a normal rental. If I could run an Airbnb and I'm going to, cool, it's just more money, but it has to, at the bare minimum, get analyzed as a normal rental. Can it still produce income? Can it still cash flow if Airbnb shuts down? I had a decent Airbnb business. I had 13 going at once, pretty good operation. And then the counties come in. Oh, no, we can't do Airbnb over here. HOA comes in. Yeah, you can do it, but it's actually, I got almost screwed big time. It's actually $300, or I'm sorry, $100 a guest per night that they stay. And you've been running your Airbnb business 6 months, Eric Schmidt, and we see how many times you booked it, and it was like 20 grand they wanted in fees. It was ridiculous. So, there's just more rules and regulations coming on Airbnb. It's only going to get more strict. So don't ever analyze off of Airbnb, gross income. It has to be on a normal rental every single time.
Okay, thank you. And there were some like extra condominiums that I did come across as well, and they were interested in seller financing. Would that be something that we would possibly be able to do a deal on?
You can. Yep. So condos and HOAs, I kind of look at them as similar, right? So big thing is making sure there's no age restrictions. Even though I have wholesaled, I can only think of like one where it's like a 55 and up community, but hard to sell. So we try to not to do it stuff with age restrictions, and they have to allow rentals in the complex too. Right.
Okay.
So that's just something to look into. Make sure the HOA, they're going to allow for you to rent it. And there's no age restriction. That's the biggest thing.
As far as the 55 plus, right? Sorry.
Yeah. And just rentals in general. You know, there's condo buildings down here in Florida, and you can't rent them out. Has to be owner occupied. There's one other thing I was going to throw out to you. And then I guess the only other annoying thing about HOAs and condos, more so the condos, most of them, they're going to have to approve the tenant too. So like they could get silly when it comes to that too. Like, oh, they don't make enough money to live here. Or we don't like their background because whatever, you know, they got in a car accident 4 years ago. Just stupid stuff. These HOAs do. So I personally stay away from them, but can they be done? Yeah, they can.
Okay, 1000%. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it at that. Like I said, you guys got Zoom with Terrell tomorrow, and then I'll keep you guys posted on the next Zoom. I know Tuesday is going to be Christmas Eve, so we're not going to have Zoom then. But I'll keep you guys posted, and the next Zoom will be underwriting creative finance, which will be really, really deep. So that should be a really good Zoom to be a part of. Sweet. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.
Hey, thanks a lot, Eric.
For sure.
Thank you. Bye.
See you guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. See you guys.
Merry Christmas.